since the knee injury.
And by the way, if people get an opportunity, go to Jaguars.com. They do a great job of posting all of the interviews with players and coaches. And I actually like watching it on the recorded version on Jaguars.com. You know, some people go YouTube, subscribe to all that. I'm just Jaguars.com, and I just watch all the videos.
And Logs, it's a free website.
It is. And I like free. Free's
for
good.
me.
Free's good.
Free's for me.
And I will say that I really appreciate Liam Cohen and his press conferences. He does a really good job, and he's very genuine, and he's very honest, and he's very informational. I mean, it's like a lot of times when you watch a press conference, and look, not all coaches are terrible like Bill Belichick. When you're watching a press conference with Belichick, it's like, it's painful.
We're on to Cincinnati.
And Liam is entertaining, informative, and genuine, and I really appreciate that. And I think the fans do too.
Logs, you coming to practice tomorrow?
I will be there.
Okay, we'll see you there. Yeah,
you got it.
Our thanks to James Gladstone, Tony Baselli, Joe Fortunato, Brent Reber, our entire crew. For Jeff Logman, I'm JP Shadrick. Thank you for watching and listening. It's Jags HQ on the Jaguars Radio Network.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
College football fall camp underway for a number of teams, especially those participating in Week 0 on August 29th. The Ohio State Buckeyes are the betting favorite to win the national championship at plus 550. Notre Dame at plus 650. Georgia is the best bet out of the SEC. They are plus 800. The Oregon Ducks are also plus 800. Texas plus 850. And the Indiana Hoosiers are plus 950. Notre Dame quarterback C.J. Carr is the preseason betting favorite to win the Heisman Trophy at plus 700. Arch Manning of Texas, he is a plus 800 to win the Heisman. Miami quarterback Darian Mensah is at plus 1100.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keystoprogress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010XL.
The doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists have resolved my hip and foot issues, and I'm back to training for the 2028 Olympics in LA. This is Garrett Scantling, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is David Garrard. Following my knee surgeries and recovery, I'm continuing to feel great and would recommend Southeast Orthopedic to anyone who's experiencing orthopedic pain.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Hey, poker players, are you looking for big jackpot excitement?
You know it, and I heard Best Bet is the place to go for Vegas-style table games and big jackpot winnings. With friendly dealers, exciting action, and games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em or 3-card poker, there's no better place to play.
That's right. With 3 locations, there's a Best Bet location close by for you to win big. See all the details at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Open early and open late. Dailies is always there, making things easy for you to cruise in and cruise out. So hit Dailies Cold Case the next time you're craving a cold one. Bud Light by the case, plus plenty of singles to choose from. Corona to the King of Beers to Stella or a Natty. They're all cold at Dailies.
This is Hayes Carlion for First Florida Credit Union. I went to the branch on 210 to get my car loan and had a fantastic experience. I got a great rate and was in and out. The online banking services are also outstanding. Depositing checks through the mobile app is fast and efficient. First Florida Credit Union was voted Best Credit Union in the Best of Bold City Community Choice Awards for 3 years running, and it's easy to see why. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
Who played keyboards on the song Let It Be by the Beatles? The answer coming right up.
When your homeowner's insurance policy is up for renewal, it's a good idea to shop around to find a better plan. Southern Oak Insurance for over 20 years provides Floridians a clear option. SouthernOak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
He played a lot of keyboards on Beatles songs. Billy Preston played on Let It Be.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Hey, Tony here from Tony D's New York Pizza. No time for lunch? I get it. Walk in, check out our lunch specials, and you're back out in minutes. Fast, hot, fresh, and ready to go. Tony D's New York Pizza. Quick, easy, and always fresh. Bay Meadows and $2.95.
Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
You bet. Yes, a much better day for the Jaguars offense, passing, that is. The run has been solid. Well, it depends on how you look at it. I think defense as well has been certainly the talk of camp 2 days in, but Bayshell Tootin continues to be arguably the best offensive player. And I did think today LaQuinn Allen Jr. had the best overall run. Shifty, vision, and speed that, frankly, I've never seen before. We'll get back to that momentarily, but obviously the big concern, and it came yesterday, I mean, how could you possibly come in here, Ballou, and not give that passing offense an A+? I mean, God forbid that you tell the truth. It was not a good day on Wednesday. Today was better, far from perfect. Still mistakes made today offensively involved with the first team and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Overall, though, much improved. Parker Washington simply out of control. I mean, just dominating what he's doing. 3 grabs, just basically showing the entire route tree. And what he was able to do on the 7-on-7 when he was going up against Buster Brown was a perfect pass by Trevor Lawrence. Again, a pass that only a few individuals in the world can make. It was perfect. It was very good coverage by Buster. It was right in front of us. Unfortunately, there was lightning in the area. So day 2, most of it was indoors at the Miller Electric Center. You know, it's nice in there. It's beautiful. It's state-of-the-art, air conditioning. I would much rather be outside. I'll take on the sun. I'll take on the heat. I just think you can see so much more. The flip side would be, yeah, they're a lot closer to you because you don't have that second field that they can go and work on, outdoors. Tip of the cap to those Jaguars fans who stayed. I mean, there was a couple of thousand out there, and they really didn't get to see much of anything. It never ended up raining on the practice field, but I mean, you got to listen to whoever is in charge of the Doppler, right? If they're saying there's lightning in the area, you're not going to practice out there. They came out very late, and again, the offense did some pretty good jobs there. It was actually when we got an opportunity to see Brian Thomas Jr. make some plays. Let's get back to Parker Washington because he made 3 sensational grabs. The one right in front of us, sideline route, fully extended, a double toe tap, and a clean reception. And you could just feel it right then. It was like, there you go. There's some pretty massive chemistry. There's a situation right there where Lawrence knows all about his wide receiver and the wide receiver vice versa. It was really a beautiful thing to observe. He also went over the middle, heavy in traffic, made a very nice grab there. And then, somewhat of a shorter route for a second consecutive day. He just picked it up and certainly would have picked up, much more than first down yardage. So, Parker Washington, I don't give out players of the day and stuff like that. I know I did say that on Wednesday I thought Bashal Tutin was the best player on the field, okay, offensively, but the defense won the day. Today would have been really interesting because the defense had a very good day as well, but Parker Washington, to me, was clearly the best player. And you know what? That's saying something because the rookie wide receivers have been dominant. Tell you who's off to a little bit of a slow start is Jacoby Myers. Had a drop yesterday. He had 2 drops today. He did respond later in practice with a grab. I mean, this is a guy who does not drop balls. If you're going to do it, you might as well, go through it right now and allow it to get out of your system. I would not be concerned at all about that. And again, Thomas really showed up later. But in my opinion, the best wide receiver on the field today was Parker Washington. All right, let's talk about Trevor a little bit. As I said yesterday, I thought his balls were high. Many were overthrows and situations where wide receivers had to fully extend. He also missed Tanner Koziol in his 6'7" target, where he had him wide open over the mid part of the field and missed him. Trevor did throw an interception today. It was picked off by Ray Lane. Now, on the play, a flag was thrown. It was a pass interference call on Jabbar Muhammad, okay? And the ball was intended for Brenton Strange. It was picked off by Ray Lane, but again, an official threw a flag. So depending on how you look at it, and again, this is all meaningless when it's all said and done, consecutive days now, Trevor has thrown a pick. He did so on Wednesday. He did so on Thursday morning as well. Also, a couple of pass breakups. Jordan Lewis made himself heard earlier this morning. A couple of pass breakups by Lewis. We just talked about how impressive Parker Washington was. My math, 4 attempts by Lawrence to Washington. The 3 grabs that I described, including the one on the sideline, which was about as good as you'll see. 1 pass breakup intended to Parker Washington. That came from veteran nickel Jordan Lewis. Also a very good day today for Jarian Jones. He had a couple of pass breakups. I want to say one of those came from Nick Mullins. I may be incorrect there. Anyway, for what it's worth, seeing more defensive players really stand up today and play well. So, I thought it was a better day. It looked like he was in control. I'm also trying to say this. I think it's fair. And I'm trying to say it in a way that I believe he gets it, even though you can make the comment, you play the way that you practice. That one ball he threw where Lewis came in and had a pass breakup, my opinion says if that's on a Sunday, that's a ball right there that Trevor doesn't throw. And, I don't think he's actually taking liberties here, but I think as a veteran now, a guy who's been around, there's a time here and there where maybe he's trying to needle the ball in perfectly, even though there is solid coverage. You understand where I'm going with this? And, if you were to talk about it offensively with Grant Udinski or Trevor himself or Liam Cohen, I don't know if they agree with that because, again, you play the way that you practice. But I've been watching Trevor since he got here. I never miss any of these practices. I love it. And that's my opinion on this. I'm not, this is not Ballou 101, create excuses for Trevor Lawrence. I'm not trying to go down that road. Again, I'm just giving you my honest opinion on this. I do not think that if it was a game, a few of these he threw yesterday, a few of these he threw today, he would have instead thrown the ball out of bounds or, perhaps tucked it and, try to pick up some yardage with his feet. Just something to consider here. I don't know that that is the case, but I'm trusting my eyes. I have great eyes. Thank you to the good folks over at Shmunez Vision. All right, rookies. Today, the wide receivers. Oh, boy. I made the comment during the offseason, and it's the first time I believe it has ever been said by anyone in Jacksonville. Sounded a little bit like this. Are there enough footballs to go around? Is someone going to end up being unhappy because they're not getting targeted? Well, when I made that comment, I talked about Myers and Washington and Brian Thomas Jr. and Strange and Koziol and the screen game and the improvement with guys who have very good hands, Allen Jr. on third down and Tootin. I never really gave much consideration to Josh Cameron and C.J. Williams, all right? They are both off to really impressive starts. Cameron made a catch today on a deep ball, which was about as good as you will see. Later in camp, he as well made arguably the catch of the day. This was when they went outdoors, so the fans who were in attendance saw it. Who was in coverage? Travis Hunter. Okay? Josh Cameron ran right by Travis Hunter. Made a sensational grab. The referee right there did say that his foot just barely was out of bounds. So if you were to read the box score, and I say that kiddingly because I still read each and every Major League Baseball box score late at night. But if you were just to get a report, you would see pass to Cameron, incomplete, Travis Hunter on the coverage, right? No. Great grab, foot just barely out of bounds. And again, this is not a shot at Travis Hunter. The best defensive backs are going to get burnt. Every defensive back gets burnt. It happens. This instead is, wow. I mean, these are late round wide receiver draft picks, and they look like they belong, all right? It's going to be very intriguing to see what do the Jaguars do when it's all said and done. Do they keep only 5 wide receivers? Because Travis Hunter can play on that side of the ball, right? So he's basically a 6th wide receiver. Do they keep 6 wide receivers? I think we all assume that Cameron's going to make the club. He's, I believe, the kick returner, or he's involved in the equation. I think he could possibly become the future punt returner, and I hope he gets an opportunity this year because I'd love to see Parker Washington exclusively be a wide receiver. I mean, I still have very, very, very high hopes for Brian Thomas Jr., but where I'm at right now, Parker Washington's your best wide receiver. And Chris Olave just got $90 million guaranteed. $132 million over 4 years. No, that's not Parker Washington money. But the market says it's going up and up and up and up and up the way that he is playing. Again, I'm not comparing him to Olave. Olave's a former first-round pick. Olave's had 3 1,000-yard seasons in 4 years. He was hurt in 2024, 32 balls, 400 yards in 8 games. They picked up their 5th-year team option only. But, you look at some of the contracts that were thrown around. Drake London, he's not in that category either. Okay? London got 4 years, $141 million, $100 million guaranteed. I think you can compare him, though, to Christian Watson, Rashid Shaheed, Jaden Reed, etc. Guys that made big-time money. And I think every day that goes by, he's becoming that much more expensive. I really do believe that. But Cameron today, so again, I mean, right now, people have done their 53s. I haven't. I'll do it. I may do it once here coming up, midway through August. Obviously, I'm going to do it right before August 30th and cut day, but it feels like it's relatively a given, the 48, 49 guys. Then you get to the Final Four, and it's like, well, let's check this, let's check that. Which way do you think here? Which way do you think there? Right now, no doubt about it. Both rookie wide receivers are on this 53-man roster, in my opinion. That could change, but based on what we've seen so far, absolutely. All right, mention my eyes, and thank goodness, man, they're 20/20. I don't got a lot of things health-wise. I don't got a lot of things body-wise that are going for me, but my eyes happen to be one of them. Thank you to Shmunez Vision, all right? If you were out there today and watching and, when they came out, they practiced closest to the indoor part of the, indoor facility farthest away from where you were as fans. I hope you have great eyes so you were able to see everything. If not, I've got you covered. Make an appointment today at Shmunez Vision. It's as simple as that. Go on and visit Dr. Neo Shmunez, Dr. Catherine Shmunez, and Dr. John Hunt. They will examine you. They'll give you the very latest as far as your health and of your eyes, and you may need an update with contacts. You may need an update with your glasses. Heck, you may want to scrap it all and just ask for laser eye surgery. Incredibly affordable, especially if you have insurance. So get this known at this particular time, that get it done. I've been talking about it for a very long period of time, but that time is now. Get yourself the eyes that you've always desired. Check them out online. That is Shmunez Vision. You can also go to Instagram. Get the very latest from Shmunez Vision as well. All right, let's get things rolling. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. It is. I mean, camp today, not perfect because they weren't outdoors. I love it outdoors. I just do. I'm an outdoors guy. Hopefully they're able to do that tomorrow morning on a Friday. Again, they extended it by 50 minutes today. 15 minutes. So they went for 90 minutes. Tomorrow, they're going to take it for 2 hours, right? They're going to go from 8:30 to 10:30 coming up tomorrow. So they'll expand it again a little bit more. They've done that now 3 consecutive days in a row. Then they'll practice on Sunday. And then, of course, Monday will be day 1 in pads. All right, we got a lot to do over the next couple of hours. You're also going to hear from starting right tackle Anton Harrison. All of that is coming up on a Thursday edition of Into the Night.
He used to lay the lumber on the field.
No, I'm not a quarterback, but I like eating quarterbacks for breakfast.
Now he lays his opinions on Jaguars Today. Tom McManus. Fridays on 1010XL. Opened by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
The birth of a child is a time of joy, but when complications during delivery lead to injury or death, families are left with lifelong problems. If you believe a medical mistake contributed to a birth injury, protect yourself and your family by understanding your legal options. Founded in Jacksonville, Edwards & Ragatz helps families evaluate medical negligence claims. No fees unless you recover damages. Call 904-INJURED or visit 904injured.com.
Edwards & Ragatz, offices Jacksonville.
With 50 years of fabrication expertise in towing products, the family at Cannons of Jacksonville can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Joint replacement surgery is always a tough decision, but relief from chronic pain may be just around the corner. Dr. George Barra here, and there's a lot to consider to make sure you get the proper diagnosis and best path back to the range of motion and mobility you had. Age, lifestyle, and overall health all play a part. Let the team at Ballou Orthopedics give you a full analysis to help you make the best decision. Log on to BallouOrthopedics.com or call the office to make an appointment. With offices across Jacksonville and ready to help you feel good again, we'll get you back on the road to recovery at Ballou Orthopedics.
Hey, I'll be home in about 10 minutes. Actually, make it 8.
Hey, Mom. Yep, I'm walking home now.
Mom, I'm trying to cross, but I don't think this driver sees me. No, they're driving too fast. Mom!
Speeding catches up with you. Early, on time, a little late, just get there safely. A message from the Florida Department of Transportation's Target Zero initiative.
We have big rolls of carpet, hardwood too, laminates, hot area rocks for you. At the Carpet Man, at the Carpet Man.
Our prices are low, 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 low.
At the Carpet Man, at the Carpet Man.
Don't delay, we'll put it in next day.
At the Carpet Man, at the Carpet Man. Y'all come see us now, you hear? At the Carpet Man, at the Carpet Man.
Visit one of our mega flooring stores or go to carpetman.biz or
call 838-6705. The Carpet Man.
Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. On Southside and JTB, for a limited time, Key Buick GMC has marked down select new GMC Sierra 1500 models. Below employee pricing, you pay less than what our employees pay. Plus, at Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Visit us or shop online at keybuickgmc.com. We are professional-grade. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drive time only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
This is Victor Patel, CEO of North Florida Medical Center. Have you been in an auto accident? Are you feeling pain or stiffness? Our board-certified team has over 15 years' experience helping patients recover through chiropractic care, physical therapy, pain management, primary care, and neurology. Even minor injuries can cause long-term problems if left untreated. Schedule your free consultation today at nfmcjax.com. North Florida Medical Center, bringing the care back to healthcare.
Longer days, warmer nights, and a backyard that brings everyone together. Spring and summer in Florida means pool days, backyard barbecues, and night swims under the stars. Pickett here. For nearly 50 years, Surfside Pools have been creating the backdrops for life's best memories. From weekly service and repairs to remodels, commercial maintenance, and new pool construction, Surfside does it all. Ready to float happy? SurfsidePools.net or call 904-246-2666. Surfside Pools. Summer starts here. License number CPC 044080.
I'm Matt Lennon with AB Signs. Every day your company vehicle is on the road. Is it bringing you customers? I turn trucks, trailers, and storefronts into powerful advertising. Make your business impossible to miss with AB Signs.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Gotta love the fact that the Who just starts off with the chorus 4 times. They're like, watch this. Innovators. Then they start talking about the sound of old T-Rex. It's a big hit by T-Rex.
Bang the Gong?
Yeah. Exactly. Not Todd Rundgren's I Want to Bang the Drum All Day, who, of course, also wrote maybe my favorite song of all time and one of the shortest as far as lyrics. It's called Hello, It's Me. But yeah, very well. Very good job, Jared Justice. Out of camp early this morning. My goodness, man. You getting any sleep?
I mean, if you consider passing out sleep,
right?
Because that was pretty much what I did last night, was go home, lay down,
Good
wake
for
up
you.
this morning at 6 a.m. and go, what day is it?
I think last night was the earliest I have fallen asleep since training camp a year ago. I think I finally retired at like 12:45, and I was watching overtime, extra innings. But by the way, Ballou, there's no overtime in Major League Baseball. We know that you're going to be a politician. We know that you want to talk about Fauci. I mean, just admit it. But you're forced to talk about the Jaguars. And I just kept passing out on my couch. And I tell you what happened. And this would have been absolutely bizarre. But look at the size of my phone. I mean, this thing takes diesel. Okay? I mean, to run. It's that big. It's that heavy. Bro, it happened twice last night. I'm laying on the couch watching the Red Sox in extra innings, and the phone fell on my face twice. I thought once that I was going to chip one of my teeth. Imagine if that happened by dropping the phone on my face. Stone sober.
I I unfortunately have done that where I have full on, I'm like watching something on my phone and dropped it and just, like full on wake up the next day with a black eye, and people at work are like, oh my God, what happened? I'm a moron is what happened. I dropped a phone on my face.
No doubt. So I'm exhausted. I should have just gone to bed right then, but no, I walk downstairs. Both kitties want something to eat, so I give them a little treat, go in, go to the restroom, take out my contacts, put in my mouth guard. By the time I lay back down in bed, I'm wide open. And we're just wide awake. So anyway, I probably should have just passed out right there on the couch. All right, tonight's show brought to you by the good folks over at the Alexander Law Practice. We are going to tell you about them here momentarily. All right, I want to mention this, and I want to be careful about it. All right? Today is the first time I've seen Cole Van Lannon. If he was around yesterday, I missed him. I just did. And I did not see him during the offseason. Where we were being forced to go indoors today because of lightning in the area at the Miller Electric Center, Cole Van Lannon was going through his rehabilitation right in front of us. Okay? I mean, it was right there. It reminded me of my days as the sideline reporter for the Jaguars. I mean, it was just awesome. All right? Now, out of respect for the process, I'm not going to tell you what he did. I'm not going to get into any of the, calisthenics and, drills and any of that type of stuff. I'm just not going to. But last night, John Osher told us he thought Cole Van Lannon would be back and ready to go on September 13th here against the Cleveland Browns. I had not heard that. I had not heard anything even remotely close to that. It had been basically guesswork, all right? After this morning, let me get on board right now and say, I agree with Osher 100%. Now, we watched Travis Hunter back during OTAs and back during voluntary and mandatory minicamp. And right then, it appeared to me that Hunter was ready to go. And they kept him out. We know why they kept him out, okay? And again today, he's going offense, he's going defense, he's going Hunter actually had a drop today. It's okay. He's human, all right? I mean, he is. He's human. But anyway, you can see where Hunter is now. The noticeable weight gain, electrifying just how fast he is, how infectious he is. I saw some stuff today. There's no pads, there's no contact. But I think you can still get a pretty decent idea about the defense who's plugging holes, about the offense, and in this case, a couple of nice carries today by Tootin. I thought the best carry of the day was by LaQuinn Allen Jr. You can also get a pretty good understanding by the effort and positioning when it comes to wide receivers and run blocking, right? Again, they're not literally doing it. But Travis Hunter, you think maybe he'd take a play off? Hell no. Absolutely no way. And that included that aspect of the game today, just watching the phenomenal effort. I mean, if there was one guy that you would think maybe he can take a play off, you would assume it would be Travis Hunter because he plays on both sides of the football. Not even close. Not even on obvious run plays where he's a wide receiver that you would think would be asked to take away a corner, right? Anyway, just stating that. Watching Cole Van Lannon, and I'm not going to get into anything else, all right? Very, very good news. That's the best news out of anything that transpired on this Thursday, including an improved day by the offense, which I think we all thought would happen. I know I said it last night many times, expect a better day Thursday offensively. So there you go. And, he's on the pup. You can bring him off at any point. If he's on the pup, once you form your 53-man roster, then he would miss a minimum of 4 football games. I thought that was clearly up in the air. I no longer do, based on what I was able to see him do a little bit earlier today. All right, when we come back, let's get to Anton Harrison. My goodness, man. Looks good. He looked good today as well. That offensive line. Let me say this. I was standing with John Shipley. Wyatt Milam is a man. Wyatt Milam, and I didn't recognize this during camp. I don't know why I didn't. Probably because I don't spend a lot of time watching the big guys when pads aren't on. And it's much more, I think, I think it's a lot wiser to really spend your time watching the skill position guys because you can still see a lot, tell a lot, even though they're not hitting. When you get to the line of scrimmage, I just, no. You could see maybe a glimpse, but no. Well, again, they were right in front of us. I was talking about Van Lanen. The offensive line worked out right there. Wyatt Milam, you can absolutely tell that his body has changed in a year. He's a man, okay? And he's got to stay healthy. We all know that. And it's Makari's job. It feels a little bit like Makari's on a snap count. And I think a lot of that is because of the way the season ended with the bad back. They probably do not want to overdo it at this point in camp. But I'm just really looking at him saying, my gosh, man. I mean, there's a guy right there. And we know he's got a mean streak. He's obviously a huge part of this future. I think Pregnon at left guard and him at right guard, there's your future. No doubt. All right. Will they get it in this year? Who knows? That's a battle. But certainly it's a big-time part of the future. But there's one guy where you can just look at and say, I mean, there's quite a few. Ventrell Miller looks bigger. Josh Hines-Allen looks bigger. Talked about Travis Hunter, noticeable 10 pounds bigger. Trevor Lawrence looks bigger. But on that offensive line, absolutely, that was the case for Wyatt Milam. All right, much more to do. Good to have you with us. If you want to get involved, 641-1010 text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Also on YouTube, 1010XL into the night.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Looking for a real career with great pay and full benefits? Prosser here for Julington Creek Pest Control. As a growing, family-owned company that cares about its employees, they're hiring lawn technicians in the Jacksonville area. No experience required. This is a salaried position with top industry pay. Full benefits, a 401k match, and paid training. Apply today at JulingtonCreekPestControl.com. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
Equal opportunity employer.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Care you can see.
It's Gator passion on display when Patrick Young brings power forward intensity to the drill.
Patrick Young, a rip and a run.
Fast breaks and clutch shots with Dan and Jeff. Friday mornings at 8:30. Tipped off by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and Kuhn Flowers.
Renewal by Anderson is celebrating America's 250th anniversary by giving $250 off every window and door. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. You're getting American craftsmanship and their signature service. This offer ends July 31st. Renewal by Anderson, proud partners of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Looking for ways to save on your JEA bill? We're on it. When it comes to your utilities, the less you use, the more you can save. That's why JEA offers ways to help you manage your usage and avoid higher than expected bills. Use our online tools to monitor your usage throughout the month. Schedule a free irrigation or energy efficiency assessment and get personalized tips to save. And with JEA rebates, you can save when upgrading to more efficient equipment. Find more ways to save at JEA.com.
Feel a vibration in your steering wheel at highway speeds? That's not something to ignore, and a standard tire balance might not fix it. At G&H Tires and Service, they offer Road Force Balancing, an advanced system that simulates how your tire actually performs on the road to detect hidden issues. It goes beyond traditional balancing to reduce vibration, improve handling, and extend the life of your tires. Newer vehicles, especially with low-profile tires, demand this level of precision. Drive smoother. G&H Tires and Service on Beach Boulevard, where your ride gets dialed in right.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Awaken 180 clients have just reached the 1 million pounds down mark. 1 million pounds. A city of people. That's thousands of people who reclaim their lives the easy way, the medication-free way. What's stopping you? Awaken180weightloss.com.
You may not be able to control the air you breathe on the outside, but you certainly can on the inside of your home. Just call Florida Home AC and ask about the Remy Halo. It's the next generation of air quality technology. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC.
Celebrate America's birthday in July as Kuhn Flowers offers an amazing rose special. ET here for Kuhn Flowers, and you can buy a dozen roses in July for only $49.95. Any color, any mix, any combination. Log on to KuhnFlowers.com and celebrate.
Today, we tip our wrench to Rock Auto customer Noah.
My first car was a 2001 Dodge Neon with a blue wing, and it happened to match my high school sweetheart, who's now my wife, her black 2005. So my uncle has been in the industry for well over 25 years. He recommended Rock Auto immediately to buy my first set of brakes. I would recommend Rock Auto just because it's simple, it's easy to find the parts you're looking for, it's all at a good price.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
We love the nighttime around here. We hate the morning around here. I yell in the house all over the place. Then I just start guzzling coffee, and by the time I get to the Mill Electric Center, it's a beautiful thing. No doubt about it. Hey, a couple of scares today. Caleb Ransaw during 11-on-11 goes down, limps off the field, returns later, not in that period, but in another 11-on-11. But certainly that's not great. Ventrell Miller goes down. And Gator fans right now are going to say, what else is new? I mean, Ventrell Miller is such a good football player. He's just got to stay healthy. As I've said, 2 days in, man, he looks like he's playing downhill. I lived on a hill. Did I ever tell you I walked to school in the snow uphill, and then when I came back home, took a different route, or we call it route, and walked uphill back to my house. It's a true story. In the snow. Always snow, even in July and August. But anyway, Miller looks like he's playing downhill. He looks like he knows where the ball is going. He's been really, really good. Tanner Koziel. He made a grab today from Mullins, Nick Mullins. 6'7" body extended. Very good coverage by Miller. And he went down. He did get up, and he was a little shaky for a short period of time, but, you know, there you go. Of course, yesterday you had the situation with Jack Kaiser. The Jaguars did report today that it is, in fact, a right knee. He's week to week, but they do believe he is going to be able to return by the end of training camp. Man, that offense, man, they have so many weapons. It's scary. And I asked this right now to, we're going to get to it, to Anton Harrison about how it feels like early on in camp, they've really addressed running the football. And I think it's going to be a better rushing offense this year than it was a year ago. You can just feel that. And if they're able to run the football, just think about what that's going to do, opening things up with the passing game with all of these weapons. Let's get to it right now. He is out of Oklahoma. He is your starting right tackle. He is Anton Harrison. I caught up with him after practice number 2. Day 2 of Jaguars training camp here at the Miller Electric Center. The opportunity to talk with Anton Harrison. Big man, how you been?
I've been good. Glad to be back out here with the guys working.
Yeah, 2 days. You've kind of escaped the real hot, I mean, inside today, yesterday, some cloud cover. It's obviously going to get there, but at least for 2 days, it hasn't been as brutal as it certainly can be.
Yeah, it's been a great start for the weather. Just get out there, have your feet under you, not get too tired. But we kind of like the heat. We try to use that as our advantage. So either way it go, we're going to go out there and do our thing.
What's different this year compared to a year ago with this brand new staff that has come into Jackson?
Everybody kind of knows what's the word? How we carry ourselves. Everybody know what they expect, know what the coaches want from us, the players, and playbook wise, everybody a year in the playbook. Just know the team, the coaches, things like that. So it's always good to have an extra year under your belt. So everything's just running smoother, faster, quicker, and just looking good.
Seems like the first couple of practices, there's been a major emphasis on running the football. What are your feelings there?
I love that. As an O-lineman, you want to run the ball. You want to have the offense on your back and leading. And so we take that with pride, and we want to keep doing that and keep growing from that. Obviously, it's only day 2, so we're going to just keep going up and up from there. But it's been a good start. Us 5 plus the tight end. It's all 11, really. We love it. And it's just going to open up the pass game and play action, things like that.
What are your thoughts on Bashal Tootin? It appears he's off to a really good start.
Yeah, that's my guy right there. Obviously, he's great. He's going to be a great player, great back, quick, fast, smart. So we love the block for him. We love him having back there. He's going to keep growing.
Big move made by Liam Cohen was bringing over Brian Bacucci from Tampa Bay. I mean, he coached him at UMass going back years ago. What does he bring to this offense as far as the run game coordinator?
He's another great mind. Since he's been here from day one, I've been taking things from him, learning from him, just being coachable, very coachable for all our coaches. We have 3 coaches plus the extra in the room, so it's just the wise getting wiser from the wise, so we love it. And he just brought a whole nother energy to the run game, just techniques and things to make us better.
Do things change as far as the scheme? And I understand that goes game to game, and it becomes a chess match. Does the offense dictate the defense? Is the defensive line so good that they can dictate the offense? How does that work?
We kind of want the defense to play off of us, so we want to control the pace, control what we're doing. So that's how we start. But obviously, you got the game records here and there, and the certain teams you play, so you got to game plan some games and things like that. But we got our base, and we want to go out there and make teams play us, not us playing them.
Last one for you. Last year at this time, great unknown with everything being brand new. This year, the expectations are high. It's the playoffs. It's the return and win the AFC South. What's it like a year later?
It's great to kind of have them expectations. Obviously, we came in last year with the question mark. Everybody doubting us. We didn't know what to expect. New coaching staff, everything. So a year in, first year went to the playoffs, 13-4. So obviously, you don't want to harp on last year. You don't want to keep thinking about last year. But that's what we did first year. So we just try to grow from there. Try to get better every day, every minute we in here to get the goal, and that's to win the Super Bowl.
Thank you for your time, Anton.
Appreciate it.
It'll be pretty cool on Monday when we get an opportunity to start to watch these guys with pads on and see exactly what is taking place. I know this applies to everyone, but it's true. Biggest deal for Anton Harrison, stay healthy. And offensive linemen love to run. They love run blocking so much more than pass blocking. And if, I talk about becoming the very best. Good is all right, but can you be great? Can you be elite? If you look at that starting offensive line, you were to pick a guy. I think getting ready for year 4, it would be Harrison. Can Harrison move into top 15 right tackle in the league? Can he become a top 10 right tackle in the league? You're not going to pick anyone on the interior right now. And, Cole Van Lanen's still a great story. A year ago at this time, I don't think anyone was talking about Cole Van Lanen outside of being a swing tackle, outside of being a guy who, would make the 53. Now, some guys on the shelf, like Wyatt Milam, like Emmanuel Pregnon, that could absolutely end up happening when it's all said and done. But this is going to be fascinating to me, because I really believe this offense, and it's coming off of a franchise record-setting season. Most points ever scored. And, 17 games. I'm not talking about total points. I'm talking about average points per game. But there's so many other elements that you just know they can get better at. And running the football is one of them. And if you run the ball, everything else, man, the deep ball, the screen game, hopefully much better on third downs. I mean, everything else will really come into play. I'm expecting a huge year for the offense. And that includes the fact that 12 of the 17 are on the road. That includes the fact that they're playing a first-place schedule. I do. I think the offensive line is going to be about as good as you can expect. And I also believe that there's depth there. And those young guys are knocking on the door. So we'll see what ends up happening. And again, I try not to get ahead of myself because last year at this time, or really in the month of August, I mean, the guy I was bragging about, and a lot of others were bragging about, although I don't know if anyone else will admit it, I always will. Chuma Edoga. He's in danger of not making this team. If everyone's healthy, I think he's the odd man out. Now, if someone gets nicked, I think they keep him around as the 9th offensive lineman. Right now, my look, he's the 10th offensive lineman. So we will see. All right, let's get ready for our second hour. My goodness, man. We're going to hear from you in hour number 2. Any Jaguars question is good. I still have more to go over. It was a very busy day. A lot of things happened. Most were positive today for the Jaguars, but if you want to jump on in, you can. 641-1010. That is the best way to reach us. That is the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. You can also get us tonight on YouTube, 1010XL Into the Night.
When he speaks, QBs listen. If you like quarterback talk, get an earful with a quarterback whisperer, Denny Thompson. He shares his insights Friday mornings on The Drill. Tuned up by Encore Research Group and George Moore Chevrolet on 1010XL.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
When you're craving scratch-made food, 29-degree draft beer, and the best seat in the house for every game, there's only one place to go, Twin Peaks. E.T. here, and from juicy burgers and smoked in-house wings to ice-cold brews served by the friendliest team around, Twin Peaks is the ultimate sports lodge. Wall-to-wall TVs everywhere. You'll never miss a moment. So grab your crew and head over to Twin Peaks, where the views are impeccable and the food hits every time. And the beer is always colder than your ex's heart. Twin Peaks. Eat, drink, scenic views.
Mike Dempsey. If you're thinking about a bathroom upgrade, maybe turning that old tub into a safer walk-in shower, check out 5 Star Bath Solutions. I shopped around, talked to several companies, and I chose 5 Star because their customer service was simply incredible. Responsive, honest, upfront about the entire project, and their pricing was even better than expected. When you're ready for a fresh look, better comfort, and a bathroom space you'll love using every day, schedule your free consultation at 5starbathsolutions.com and get the 5-star experience.
Turn up the shine with the Gate Express Car Wash Sizzlin' Summer Sale. Buy one graphene wash and get a second one for just $10. That's a $20 savings. Visit your nearest Gate Express Car Wash today.
Hunting season in Northeast Florida is just around the corner, and Green Acres Sporting Goods has been serving Jacksonville hunters for over 55 years. And right now, you can lock in a summer deal on an AR-style 12-gauge shotgun for just $299. And while you're there, check out the largest archery pro shop in Northeast Florida and test shoot the newest bows by Hoyt and Matthews. Shop today at Green Acres Sporting Goods.
Make Capital Glass and Shower Doors your premier choice for top quality glass solutions. With over 40 years of expertise, their team specializes in commercial and residential projects. From elegant shower doors to modern frameless enclosures, they've got you covered. But that's not all. They also offer glass railing systems, glass wine cabinets, and much more. For unmatched quality and service, choose Capital Glass and Shower Doors. Your vision, their expertise. Visit online at capcoglass.com.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Instant Keys is turning 25. A quarter century of saving the day when your keys mysteriously vanish.
Seriously, it was just in my pocket.
Or when that remote fob decides to quit working.
The dealership is such a hassle.
For 25 years, Instant Keys has been the go-to locksmith service for car keys, house keys, transponders, re-keys, and even high-tech smart locks. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you for honest, professional locksmith service. Use Instant Keys.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
First day in pads is Monday. I know you're aware of that. And that'll be exciting. Yeah, I'm kind of at the point now where I understand the ramp up. 90 minutes? It was 75 minutes yesterday. And they expanded it by 15 today. They'll do so again tomorrow as well. And then they'll get an off day Saturday, or at least the media will get an off day Saturday. No media access. Back at it very early Sunday morning. And then Monday, pads over at the Miller Electric Center. That should be a treat. Going to talk with BJ Green tomorrow. Again, Josh Hines-Allen talked about him a little bit earlier today. Every organization has no shortage of storylines, okay? To me, the most important part of this football team is establishing the run. I mean, again, 27.9 points a game a year ago. Imagine if there is consistency with the run. And what I mean with consistency by the run is, it's 2nd and 3, and the whole house knows that you're going to run the football, and you do run the football, and you pick up the first down. This team for years now, it's been a decade. I can go back to Gus Bradley. I can go back to Toby Gerhart. This team has really struggled in short yardage situations, right? 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 4th and 1. They've never really had a guy that you can just say, here you go. He's getting the ball, stop him. And that wasn't a forte for ETN. It wasn't. ETN had the ability to make people miss. He had an unbelievable bend. He had wiggle. He had breakaway speed when he was out in the open. I think Tootin's a lot faster. I do. But to me, that's going to be a huge part of this. And then obviously, if you're able to do that, again, the pass offense is really going to take off. On defense, for me, it's still arguably not even on your current roster. And that's who's your third edge. Who is that going to be? BJ Green. He's got an opportunity. I'm going to speak with him tomorrow at the Miller Electric Center and see what he's all about. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do this to begin the 7 o'clock hour. All right? Let me mention the name Zach Durfee. He was seen again today. He was seen yesterday. Let's look at this. And I know it's so premature, but so what? I'm going to do it anyway because it's been really impressive. What am I talking about? The early look at this rookie class, just a couple of days in. Typically, you're just trying to find your way around. Statements have been made by many. We'll begin the 7 o'clock hour with that.
Believe in the unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
1010XL.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
We're hearing is believing.
Unbelievable.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $4,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Oh, my goodness. Happy birthday, Dad. Lost him 13 months ago. Tough day. Would be 89 today. Little Dakota, 7 years old, my GF's granddaughter's like, so your dad lived till he was 88? I'm like, no, he went a few weeks before his 88th birthday, but he would have been 89 today. So want to wish him a happy birthday. I know he's got a beefy martini listening upstairs. Okay. I want to be crystal clear about this. What you are about to hear is freaking overboard, total, advanced homerism. All right? I mean, whether or not you're ready for it, we will see. No matter what it is that you go to that gives you a little bit of a lift, you don't need it right now. All you have to do is listen. Okay? And I don't know what your whatever of choice is. I hear people like, for instance, my GF, I hear people say, oh, you know, my wife, she's my rock, this and that. Screw rocks. Rocks aren't even alive. Right? My GF's a freaking steroid. Okay? That's a much better way of defining something that is really good. Now, I've never done steroids, right? But from what I understand, makes you stronger, makes you bigger, gives you a ton of zits. You can't drink on it, whatever. It's supposed to bring the very best out of you, right? And where are you as far as being ahead of the chemist? I don't know. But let's get right to it. This is about as positive as you're ever going to hear me. And obviously, it's subject to change. But if you look at last year, at this time, okay, the draft class, it was 100% about Travis Hunter. That was it. And then you got the Caleb Ransom. What happened? He's a converted DB, a corner to safety. He goes down immediately. So you never see him. Wyatt Milam last year at this time. You never saw him. He was on the shelf. The two guys who were getting talked about the most a year ago were both backs. 4th rounder, Bayshell Tootin, 7th rounder in their final draft pick, LaQuint Allen Jr. Jack Kaiser was obviously not lost, but part of the future. Could he be a 4-core special teams guy? That's it. That's it. You know, they had Devin Lloyd. As a matter of fact, the best camp battle a year ago was Lloyd and Ventrell Miller. Jalen McLeod, hurt. He was gone. Ray Lane, all right. Forced a lot of turnovers at Navy, special teams guy, but, you know, I think early on the look was 6th rounder. You really don't expect all that much out of him. Jonah Monheim, learning the ropes. Got some activity late in the year, but, you know, 7th round pick, there wasn't much to be discussed then. And as I said, Allen Jr. So it was really only Travis Hunter, Bayshell Tootin and LaQuinn Allen Jr. last year at this time. Let's look at this year's class. Okay? Nate Borkircher. We still haven't even begun to scratch the surface as to what this man could mean to this football team. He is a block-first tight end. I don't do a show where I do not discuss the offensive line and where I do not say I believe the rushing attack is going to be better this year than it was a year ago. Whether it's 12 personnel, 13 personnel, no matter what it is that they run. 12 personnel is 2 tights, as you know. 13 personnel is 3 tight ends. They did a lot of that last year with a tackle, right? The jumbo package featured whom? Cole Van Lannon. And then he ended up getting 4 starts on the offensive line, every one outside of center. Just incredible with what Van Lannon did last year. Hey, if you're joining us for the first time, first look at Cole Van Lannon today. On the pup, but going through his rehabilitation. John Osher told us a night ago that he thinks he'll be ready for the opener against Cleveland on September 13th. After I witnessed what he looked like today, I agree. Albert Regis. Okay, can't really tell anything there. Interviewed him yesterday. I think he's a guy that'll be looked upon to eat up some blockers and pave the way for the linebackers. Right now, is he on the 53-man roster? Absolutely. Is he a game day player? I don't know. You know, you've got Armstead, you've got Hamilton, you've got O'Rourke, and then you start to, talk about guys like Bohannon and Matt Dickerson. And, are they going to maybe make a move along the along the defensive line during training camp? I don't know. Albert Regis right now, you just can't even really comment all that much because of that very reason. He's a lineman, and, you've got to see him work. Same deal with Emmanuel Pregnon. Can't really comment at all. Offensive line. Jalen Husky. There's, their third round pick had a pass breakup today. Now, there's only been a few practices and obviously everything we saw during the summer. I haven't noticed him all that much. It doesn't mean he's not performing well. Again, there's 90 guys out there, people. There really are. There's 90. And at times it's hard to watch everything. I'm not saying I haven't paid attention. I'm just stating that hasn't really stuck out to me. Outside of today, he had a nice play with a pass breakup. Wesley Williams. This is going to be really intriguing because he could be that third guy. I mean, who are the 2 first at bats to be the third edge? B.J. Green, the second, and Wesley Williams. Wesley Williams, you look at his body and you think there's a real opportunity here that this guy could develop into something. They want it now. And, he's an edge. He played at Duke. He's also very athletic. He worked a little bit inside at the Northwest or East-West Shrine Bowl, okay? And, it reminds me of a year ago where at the Senior Bowl, right, Caleb Ransaw had never played safety. He had been a corner. Well, he got some work at safety at the Senior Bowl. As a matter of fact, it was primarily at safety at the Senior Bowl, and the Jaguars drafted him with that intent. I don't believe they didn't draft Wesley Williams, obviously, to be a guy who works inside. He only weighs about 255 pounds. He's coming off the edge, but who knows? Maybe in certain pass rush situations, third down, whatever, maybe there's an opportunity there. So, again, not much we can tell at this point. All right. Tanner Koziel, 5th-round pick. He's been nothing short of as advertised, if not better than advertised. Now, at this point, he's limited. He's a receiver. He's not a blocker. I haven't noticed anything yet as far as any weight gain, any added muscle. You know, I know I've said this a few times before, but when I interviewed him, he is a legit 6'7", and he's listed at 250. In my opinion, he looks like he weighs about 220. All right, and that's a good thing because you can add solid muscle, solid weight as long as you don't lose a step. He's athletic, got great hands. We've seen him climb the tree, including again today. Trevor missed him yesterday, wide open over the middle, overthrew him. Today, Mullins hit him, and that was the play that Ventrell went down. Miller went down briefly, and they'd get back up. But this could be just sensational. I mean, what a target. Trevor's had guys like this in camp. Wide receivers, 6'4.5", 6'5". We talk about a big body wide receiver all the time. Of course, he had plenty of talented guys at Clemson. He's never really had one in the NFL. Well, he does now. I think the big problem here is for defenses, when Koziol's in the game, it's almost an obvious situation that the Jaguars are going to be passing. And that's where I think this football team can be really clever. Can they run even though he's there? Is he anything more than a decoy? Can you line him up in the 12? Can you line him up in the 13 and say block? Or, is this a guy who becomes an off the ball, a makeshift tight end? Run him in the slot. I don't know. We'll see. Okay? But so far, absolutely. It's brilliant. Josh Cameron, same deal. I mean, he made a grab today that was like, wait a minute. What's going on here? And then he made the one later where he goes by Travis Hunter. Okay? And again, they said his toe was out of bounds. Referee there, that was away from us. And again, it was a ball thrown by Mullins, but he has shown up and he's got return skills. In my opinion, he, along with a back, my opinion would be the opening day kick returners are Josh Cameron and LaQuint Allen Jr. Amir Abdullah, if he makes the team. Now, most who have done the 53 have them making, only taking 3 running backs. I don't know. Can you keep Abdullah? Can you keep DJ? This young kid out of Virginia. Again, a couple of nice lengthy runs today. Looking at, it's on the tip of my tongue. How come I can't think of, anyway, the youngster, God, I even tweeted about him earlier today. Let me see here. Jamari Taylor. There you go. Couple of nice long runs. Thick, man. 5'9", 204. So we'll see. And, Tootin did it a year ago. That would be my way of looking at it. Okay. I'm sure the coaching staff is looking at things perhaps differently. But Josh Cameron off to a really, really impressive start. Same deal with C.J. Williams. I mean, these two young wide receivers, remember where they were selected. We're talking about 6th round guys here, folks. We're talking about pick number 191 with Cameron. We're talking about pick 203 with Williams. And they're showing up. Zach Durfee. Guy made a play today, man. I mean, and I read recaps that were posted by those on the Jaguars beat, and I agree with them that they felt it would have been a sack. And I know you can't completely tell that when there's not contact, but you can also look at guys getting off the ball. You can also look at guys, whether it's a great move or it's just flat speed, that beat tackles around the edge. And yesterday, Durfee, I thought, would have had a tackle for loss. Today, I thought he had a sack. And again, you're talking about a 7th round pick. Done some nice things. Parker Hughes, I think that's it's a little bit of a stretch. The fact that Kaiser's out and they have so few bodies at linebacker is going to give him, more of an opportunity as far as reps in the future. I mean, with Kaiser out, and it's Miller, and it is Aloakon, and right now it's probably Branson Combs is the number 3 guy who is incredibly athletic, has been really good in some coverage, and just looks like he is a football player. I would say that he's ahead. Of course, Dennis Gardeck's going to be involved in certain situations. He may actually start in a base if they run a 4-3, but as you know, primarily they're running nickel because most teams run 3 wide receivers. And when you look at depth, first guy coming off the bench, and a lot of what they do with Gardeck will be what? Sick him, right? Gardeck in the game, have him go after the quarterback, have him blitz them. I don't know. You can really make the case right now that Combs might be the next man up. After that, who knows? Jalen McLeod, he's been on a milk carton. Yasir Abdullah, I just don't have him making the team. Yeah, he hasn't done anything, really. He's a good special teams guy. A year ago, we talked about that with Daniel Thomas, a great special teams guy. But he was limited as a safety. You knew that if Daniel Thomas was in your contain, oh boy, he was going to get picked on. And right now, that's kind of the way I feel about Yasir Abdullah. If he's playing on your defense, it's a, oh boy. So maybe an opportunity here when it's all said and done for Parker Hughes. So, I'll go through this again maybe in a few weeks when we have an opportunity for things to settle a little bit. And, this isn't totally out of the norm. There are rookies every year in every camp, and that includes undrafted rookies who get off to a blazing start, and then all of a sudden camp hits them right in the nose, and they slow down. But I will say, and I wanted to take some time out to address this because it's very impressive, and this is also a draft class that was destroyed by draftniks. Destroyed by the national media. I mean, they got an F in some circles. They were like 31 out of 32 if you combined free agency and the draft. Who's the guy we kid with? Let me see if I can find this before the break. Here it is right here. What's this guy's name again? Here we go. The infamous Gennaro Felici. Okay? I don't even know who he writes for. I think it's Pro Football Focus. Then came the draft. Jacksonville's class took home Gennaro Felici's second lowest overall grade and was frequently criticized for drastic reaches and a failure to address primary needs, like linebacker, until the later rounds. After the last few months, the Jags are under serious pressure when it comes to their divisional title defense. Well, they are. They're quite a few numbers behind Houston. Houston right now a big favorite. You have the latest odds there if you have not heard. I mean, I'm not telling you what to do with your money. I ain't going to tell you ever what to do with your money. But if you were a betting guy or gal, here's the latest. Houston plus 110. What does that mean? You lay $100 down, you get back your 100, you get back an additional $110 if Houston wins the AFC South. That's plus 210 for your pocket. Jaguars are plus 245. What does that mean? You get back your 100, you get back an additional $245, so that's plus 345. If you look at it that way, giving up your 100 and returning it. People ask me all the time, I think it's so easy, and they'll be like, what do you mean by plus 12? What do you mean? So anyway, gamblers, you get it. And if you think the Jags are going to win the AFC South, I'd almost play that right now. I would. I don't know if I'm going to pick them to win the AFC South. I need to see how camp plays out for both teams. And honestly, it's about being healthy. I mean, look what happened today. Crying out loud. Miller went down, short period of time, back up. Ransaw went out, limping, came back later. I mean, you just don't know. There's been a ton of injuries so far in camp. So you got to see the 3 preseason games and everything that goes into it. I do hate the fact that Houston game's in London. I mean, every time I think of that, it just really boils my blood. I can't even begin to tell you how angry that makes me, that Houston's not coming here. I mean, seriously. I mean, we were talking about today. That's like Florida State playing on a freaking Friday. It's this total lack of respect, taking one of the greatest football rivalries, which clearly is down, and they've said, you know what? You're a has-been. We'll stick it on a Friday, which has always been a travel day for that rivalry, right? You meet on Thanksgiving, you get with family, you get with friends, you break bread, you overeat, you need Friday to recover, then get in your vehicle, and no matter where you are, you drive to Tallahassee or you drive to Gainesville. Not this year. They're saying, screw that. Put down the plate, fatty, and drive on a Thursday night, Thanksgiving evening, to Tallahassee for the game because it's going to be played on a Friday. It's awful. It's awful. That aggravates me about 1/10 of what the Jaguars are doing by playing their home game against Houston in London.
Ride with the Frangie Show.
We'll crank this sucker up. You can drop us off, and you guys can be back in your home planet before supper.
Let the Frangie Show drive you home.
Let's go.
We're going home.
Afternoons
All systems are working, Commander.
on 1010XL.
This is Patrick Malarkey. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist did a PRP treatment on my knee, which was absolutely painless, and now I feel fantastic.
David Garrard here, and PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist is still working well for me. When I needed professional orthopedic care, I chose Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. My knees thank me every day.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Sent in, and Sporting Jacks breaks through first.
For the latest on Jacksonville's pro soccer teams, join the Sporting Jacks Coaches Show, presented by Honda of the Avenues, every Tuesday night at 6 on 1010 AM and 1010XL.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $4,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Storms are part of every season. Make sure you're protected. Call American Electrical to make sure you have the best in surge protection. Don't lose your home electronics to a lightning strike. Call 737-7770 for American Electrical.
College football fans, I'm Greg McGarity, President and CEO of the Tech Slayer Gator Bowl. Don't miss your last chance to watch college football in Jacksonville before the stadium is renovated. The SEC and ACC face off in Everbank Stadium for this year's Tech Slayer Gator Bowl Wednesday, December 30th at 11:30 a.m. A perfect buy for family stocking stuffers. Act now and get a sizzling summer special of 4 tickets for $100 at TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com. TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com.
There's a lot happening at Cycles of Jacksonville. Tell them about it, Greg.
It's summertime and it's time to ride. We continue to roll through our demo days. We've got yet another one coming up. Sully's going to fill you in on all the details, but you're going to want to be here to ride a Triumph.
Yes, we have Triumph Roadster Demo Day, June 19th and 20th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. You do not want to miss this one. Come on down to Cycles of Jacksonville.
We are your place to be, especially if you want to ride. Everybody's always smiling when they get off those demos.
Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic near Regency. CyclesofJacksonville.com.
At the First Coast YMCA, you'll find much more than just a gym. We offer many ways to help you become more active, reach your weight loss goals, and find your inner strength. Membership at the Y includes state-of-the-art facilities, a huge variety of fitness classes, and programs for all ages. It's easy to join the Y since it's affordable for all incomes. The Y is a great place to make connections and experience something new. Visit the YMCA near you or online at fcymca.org.
And that concludes the Joe C. Jack of All Trades show. Tune in next week where I'll be installing my own French drain.
Joe, wake up, man.
Hey, John, I must have dozed off.
We finished those projects you started.
Whoa, my seamless gutters are actually seamless.
And they're connected into underground PVC drain lines.
And my sprinklers. Wow, look at that coverage.
Next time, just call me first, Joe.
I will, but I ain't singing that song.
Clearwater irrigation
and drainage too.
Celebrate the month of July with Zero Res and get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $129 and take $75 off air duct cleaning as well. Hick it here. Book online at ZeroResJacksonville.com. Take advantage of the savings.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Some rehab, or maybe just need some sleep. I got a sick obsession. I'm seeing it in my dreams. I'm looking down every
Ray Lane with a nice pick today. Did call a PI on Jabbar Muhammad. So Trevor's thrown a couple of picks in a couple of days. Much better day than yesterday for the passing offense. But again, it's not perfect. And, you know, I can give you some almost perfect Blaine Gabbert preseason practices where it looked like he was going to be a Hall of Famer. So it is whatever you want to make out of it. Okay. But again, a better day. 84-46. Yeah, let's get some of your feedback in now. Some of your questions. Text line 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures, also on YouTube. You can go to 1010XL into the night. 84-46 does say, Ballou, more design runs for the quarterback, maybe. He was a good runner in college, a survivor runner in the NFL so far. I think early on he was not a smart runner. He took too many hits, and he tried to make things happen. And I think a lot of that is because Trevor Lawrence in high school and college virtually never lost, and he did make things happen. Much faster game here on Sunday. I thought last year his ability to pick up first downs with his legs and avoid hits was very promising. He's going to be a big part of this. No question. Now, design runs, man, they have so much weaponry that I hope it's, few and far between. Maybe some 3rd and 1s, some 4th and 1s, although I'd love to have a back, as I said earlier in the show, that they could really hang their hat on here, hang on there. He was the 2nd leading rusher last year. He had 82 carries. Wow. 359 yards. Let me look up Trevor real quick. Of course, we always talk about his passing numbers. Yeah, his low was during the injured season with 10 games, 119 yards. But, man, he's gone 334, 291, 339, buck 19, 359. 1,442 yards in his career. And he's not really thought of as a rushing quarterback. You got to keep him healthy. So I would say not much. Okay. 1192, Ballou, I know it's early. Your opinion on Parker Hughes as a linebacker prospect. I think he's got a lot to learn. Obviously, where he played on Saturday has a lot to do with that. But I just, I went through it a little bit earlier, the fact that they're so down in numbers, and now with Jack Kaiser being on the shelf for at least some period of a time, it was said today by the Jaguars that they do believe that they think he is going to be back when it's all said as far as training camp is concerned. We shall see. Let's see here. 39.6 Bulls should be worried about the added weight. I remember Ryan Nielsen. I think Ryan Nielsen or Reggie Nelson. I imagine you're talking about Ryan Nielsen. Among other things, made them all get fatter and have one of the worst defenses ever. All right. So you're talking about a couple of years ago when it was Peterson's last year. Yeah, that was bad weight. That was fatty weight. That was, the philosophy there was to try to get bigger and do a much better job against the run. Well, look at a year ago where they began to lose weight. They ended up being number 1 against the run in the NFL. And again, this is a very athletic team. I was talking a little bit earlier about Durfee getting after the quarterback and Wesley Williams and, these younger wide receivers that already look like they can play. Absolute added speed when you look at Caleb Branshaw in your secondary. Jabbar Muhammad in year number 2 in the secondary. So, I think it's different for each and every one. I think some guys can afford to lose weight. The guys that I've noticed, Ventrell Miller, again, he's running downhill, in my opinion. Travis Hunter, there's a guy who needed to add weight. Trevor's thicker. Let's talk about Wyatt Milam. Okay, a year ago, that didn't stick out to me the way that it really did today. Looked like, an off season where he had certainly done some things to his body. Josh Hines-Allen, no doubt. So I think it's different for everyone. I think everything when it comes to weight gain is simply, is it good weight or is it bad weight? That's it. Here's a guy who brings up Mason Smith. Okay, yeah, Mason Smith, there's an example of bad weight. There's an example of a guy who didn't take care of himself. And just think about that for a moment. Everything that you have, everything that is accessible to you. I mean, they have a cafeteria. They have any type of food group that you want. They have everything measured out for you as far as protein and carbohydrates and calories. And it's a phenomenal kitchen and area. I remember the old school one across the way, with Coughlin back in the, mid-90s where they let the media in there and you'd see the food and it was okay, but it was like, very, very, very limited. Maybe a couple of different meats that you can choose for. You would not believe the selection of food that they have. And everything's there. If you want some fatty and people need to add weight, you're able to do that. Obviously, if you're a guy that wants to keep the way you look, plenty of lean products, plenty of protein. But Mason Smith did not know how to take care of his body. And it's not because he was out partying, abusing his body. He just didn't eat right. I remember when Jalen got here and he was in the hotel room and he tweeted out, "This is my dinner tonight." And it was like Twizzlers and a couple of Reese's. Jared Justice is going some Twizzlers tonight. It's a good thing you don't have one of those in your mouth and ask you a question because those things don't disintegrate easily.
Oh, no, I would have spit it in the trash had you asked me a question. No, I can't. You can't take caffeine. I got to be up early, so we're going for the sugar crash instead.
Okay. All right, I'll give you that. But anyway, remember Jalen tweeted that out It was like he was eating crap. And you're like, bro, you're a multi-million-dollar athlete. Take care of your body, man. That's your engine. That's your machine. Yeah, you hear that all the time when you get older. What you put in your body is going to make a difference in the long run. And I absolutely agree with that. But during your small amount of time that you are being paid as an athlete, if you don't take care of your body, oh my gosh. Now, there's a lot of people rolling around in the grave right now who played this game, who never took care of their bodies. But that was a different era. Okay? Guys who would party, guys who would use the, training camp to get in shape. But that was a different world. That was also when you had offensive linemen that weighed 255 pounds or something like that. Everything has changed. But, man, taking care of the body. All right, let's get back and grab some more. Got a lot rolling in. I appreciate it as always. No Rafael Esparza tonight. I want to keep it on the Jags and keep your questions coming. 641-1010 on the text line. That is brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Also tonight on YouTube, 1010XL Into the Night.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
There's only one sport with games to bet every day the rest of the summer, and there's only one legal app to bet it. Bet baseball on Hard Rock Bet, your home to bet home runs, strikeouts, even the next at-bat. It's secure and regulated, so your money is safe. Step up to the plate with towering parlays that can turn a dollar bet into a max payout up to $2 million.
It's out of here!
Hard Rock Bet.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
There's no better time than now to buy your football season parking pass from Tailgaters. Complete with on-site restaurant, indoor restrooms, and all-day security. Tailgaters parking selling out. Log on to tailgatersparking.com today.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-0000. That's 800-791-0000.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking mumbo-jumbo. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices. I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from high heels to wagon wheels. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
When you're hungry, go big, and more importantly, go to Dailies, where they got anything and everything to tantalize your taste buds and fill you up. At Dailies, our barbecue beef brisket sandwich is slow smoked to perfection, tender, juicy, and full of bold flavor. It's the kind of sandwich that truly satisfies. Try the barbecue brisket sandwich at Dailies. Meanwhile, some favorites never go out of style. The Duval sub at Dailies is stacked, loaded, and made with the bold flavor you want in every bite. Fresh ingredients, big taste. It's a local favorite. Grab the Duval sub today at Dailies. Or maybe you just want a delicious chicken sandwich. Some choices just work. The chicken sandwich at Dailies is crispy on the outside, it's juicy on the inside, and it is full of flavor. Perfect for lunch, perfect for dinner, perfect anytime hunger hits. So grab the chicken sandwich today at Dailies. Dailies is made fresh, it's made local, and Dailies is built for big appetites. I'll see you there today.
Rock the Country, a festival for the people. Coming to the Florida Horse Park in Ocala, Florida, August 28th and 29th, 2026, with Brooks and Dunn and Blake Shelton, John Party, plus Lauren Alina, Shenandoah, Mark Chestnut, and many more. Get your tickets now at rockthecountry.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
Well, it's about the offense today. They did respond. A much better day than yesterday. Not perfect, nowhere near, but really some big-time plays, athletic plays by wide receivers and tight ends. The star was Parker Washington. 3 amazing grabs, including just a perfect pass from Lawrence to Washington with Buster Brown. Big-time coverage. Brian Thomas Jr. late had at least one that would have been a touchdown, caught a couple of other balls. The rookies both looked good today, including Josh Cameron, who ran by Travis Hunter. Caught a ball, said his toe was out of bounds, so referee threw the flag. And, you know, I thought the defense as well continues to make plays. Couple of pass breakups today for Jarian Jones. Couple of pass breakups today for Jordan Lewis. So it was a good practice. It was indoors because of the threat of lightning. Not a fan of that, of the indoor. I understand why they did it. I mean, I totally get it. I just hope tomorrow the weather stays away and they can have a solid afternoon, 2 hours worth tomorrow. So they're going to increase that. That'll be tomorrow night, and I'm also going to talk with BJ Green. You know, the Ryan Nielsen situation, I don't know what I was thinking of. I guess I was getting into remembering Bob Babich and certainly Todd Wash and Mike Caldwell. And, remember Joe Cullen returned for a year, the part of the Urban situation. But yes, it was not good weight. He wanted really big guys, and it didn't work out that way. Adding weight to me is very interesting as long as it's good weight. And every time I define Tanner Koziel, that's what I say. He's 250. He looks like he's 220 in my opinion, but there's a guy that I believe could get to 265 easily, 270, 272, whatever, as long as it's good weight, as long as it does not affect, what he is doing overall as far as his, athleticism, and it does not have an issue with his speed. All right, 1192 Ballou, how much do you think the move to the 2028 Stadium of the future is affecting the team's roster building strategy? Does planning for that project influence salary cap management, contract extensions, and free agent decisions today? In my opinion, it has no effect at all. My opinion is that the football team is run the way the football team is run, and that the business side of things is totally separate. They've managed this cap, I think, pretty well. There's some nasty dead cap money. As we know, they inherited a lot of that from Trent Baalke. Last year, it was north of, 82, 84 million. Right now, dead money currently, as we speak, is $54,798,000, and that could grow if they say goodbye to some veterans. That could easily reach, 60 plus million when it's all said and done. I don't think this organization. I don't think there's a hey, you must draft Tim Tebow type of deal. I don't. So, and that's the answer that you should be looking for. I don't think they're bringing in any free agent, that all of a sudden is going to say to fans, oh boy, I better get season tickets now because this free agent is on board. I think they absolutely buy into what's happening. What I'm saying here is Shad Khan buys into it. Mark Lamping and his side, business-wise, is absolutely different from James Gladstone, Tony Baselli, and Liam Cohen running the football team. Boy, you would hope it wouldn't. I mean, that would just spell disaster. There's nothing worse than someone being in a part of something where they don't know what they're doing. You may see that where you work. You may see that just all over, because they're given this title, because even if they're someone with a higher pay grade than you, someone that has the ability to tell you what to do, but they still may not know anything about what it is that you are doing. It's amazing. I mean, I won't even say it. I won't, because things are really good right now. But I've seen some, like, for instance, when I was on the ball, those guys had no idea how to run a sports radio station. They were rock and rollers. You don't run a radio station that plays Rush, that plays the Allman Brothers, and plays Bad Company, which, by the way, was a little bit of a super group. They don't get enough credit for that. Paul Rogers and someone else came from Free, right? Didn't they have Mott the Hoople? And was it like Honey? A couple of other bands that formed Badco. I think, if memory serves me correct. But anyway, Humble Pie, maybe? I'm going to go with Humble Pie as part of that supergroup with Bad Company.
I'm on it.
Yeah, look for that. Let us know, Jack, because this is what the people, we're going to run this show the way that you run a rock and roll station show. And that's the way that they ran it. And listen, Rock 105 back in the day was it back in the mid-90s. But you didn't run the ball, and these guys tried to. They had no sports background, yet they were the GM. They were the program directors. They had the big say, and they were absolutely clueless. Why do you think they went under? Well, probably because they fired me, and I went to Chicago. But outside of that, do you have it for us? What do you got?
All right, so you got Mott the Hoople.
Right.
That was the guitarist. Paul Rogers and the drummer were from Free, and the bassist was from King Crimson.
I went with Humble Pie. My goodness, it's King Crimson. King Crimson. King what? Crimson. There you go. That's why I'll never make it in rock. I know you out there knew where Bad Company, in fact, came from. That's comforting to know. I tell you what else is comforting to know. We got to practice tomorrow for 2 hours at the Miller Electric Center. Fired up for it, ready to get there. That'll be a blast. All right, we got much more to do tonight. We'll take you till 8. Also, Hacker Nation is going to join you.
Launch the downloads. Join the 1010XL Podcast Network.
And initiate sequence.
Now you can find all your favorite 1010XL podcasts in your platform of choice.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional, and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental. With light sedation for cleaning, then deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
Don't miss the Bari Breakdown with Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays around 1:35 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Who's MIA, who's coming back? Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays at 1:35 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Good people drink good beer, and great people drink Mocama, a refined craft brewery out of Fernandina Beach, Florida. Mocama Beer Company brings sophisticated flagship beers, including Cosmico IPA and Dune Garden Lager, to the greater Jacksonville area. Whether you're hitting the water with friends or enjoying a backyard barbecue, Mocama has the perfect pair for your summer activities. Look for us wherever great beers are sold and find your Mocama.
Jaguars fans, grab your passport. Open and fund a new Everbank Performance account for your chance to win the Everbank London Getaway Experience. One winner gets round-trip airfare for two, 4 nights hotel, and 2 tickets to the Jags game in London this October. Start your journey today at everbank.com/London. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry period from 6/29 to 8/27/26. Get official rules and details at everbank.com/London Rules. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank N.A. Member FDIC.
Not everyone is built for a cubicle. At Local 234, apprentices get paid to learn hands-on skills like plumbing, pipe fitting, HVAC, the stuff Jacksonville runs on. No endless lectures, no massive student debt, just hands-on training, real jobs, and real pay. This is how you level up, by doing work that actually matters. Check them out at UA234.com. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Local 234. Make the right connection.
Joe C here. Want to win pizza from Tony D's, wings from Mr. Chubby's, or tacos from Taco Lou? How about chocolate from Peterbrook? All you have to do is tell us more about you by filling out the 1010 listener survey at 1010XL.com. What kind of vehicle do you drive? Are you a business owner? What part of 1010XL do you like the most? We want to get to know you better so we can serve you better. Go to 1010XL.com, fill out the survey, and you could be a winner.
Summertime is here, and that means it's grilling season. Now, before you overpay at the big box stores, make a stop at Houston's Meat Company on Main Street in Jacksonville. For more than 50 years, Houston's has been Jacksonville's local butcher shop, serving up quality meats, incredible prices, and the kind of service you just can't find at the grocery chain. Steaks, burgers, chicken, ribs, whatever's on the grill this weekend, Houston's has you covered. Shop local, grill better. Follow Houston's Meats on social for updated weekly specials.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, real quick here. I was talking about the Tigers yesterday, up 7-0 in Skewballs, maybe his final appearance. They blew that game in extra innings. I was actually watching baseball, day baseball, before I made the way out here. And with 2 outs in the 9th inning, okay, Cody Clemens of the Minnesota Twins, down 3-0, a grand slam walk-off to win it for Minnesota. So there you go. The Twins knocked off the Royals. It's going to be a phenomenal September and October in baseball, but give the people what they want. That's football right here in Duval, late July, heading into August. Another very interesting day as we both kind of projected a better day today for the offense.
Yeah, we both talked about it last night. It's a marathon, obviously. It's not a sprint. Some days are going to be better than others, and today was a lot better for the offense than it was yesterday. Now, look, I didn't think the defense particularly was bad today, Rick. I just thought, the passing game. Man, I'll tell you this. Brian Thomas Jr. stole a lot of the headlines, OTAs, and minicamp. 2 days in, Parker Washington, good grief. Look, if you black out the names last year and you don't know what stat line you're reading, there were not 10 receivers in the league that were better than Parker Washington in the month of December. And what I see right now, I think he's going to be poised for another really big year.
And he's going to get paid. I mean, he doesn't have the numbers. He's not close to what Chris Olave got today, but still, that only helps him. His market continues to grow. That is really the only surprise. Maybe keeping Patrick McCarry was a surprise to me, but I really thought that they would get this deal done with Parker Washington before training camp, and they have not.
Well, they might want to. If you're Parker Washington and his reps, you're probably pumping the brakes a little bit. I mean, if their guy goes out there and puts up, 65 grabs for 900 or 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns, I mean, that number's going to go up and up and up. So I can see where Parker and his guys might want to wait a little bit to see what the value might hold, because everything he does well this year means he's going to get more money come next offseason. Yeah, and it does make you wonder a little bit, because there's two ways. I mean, he's always been not the highest recruit ever at Penn State. 6th-round pick here. He's always had to overachieve and prove himself. Do you love it here? Will you take maybe, I don't want to say a hometown discount, but look at what Brenton Strange did. Maybe a smidge less, but you're set for the rest of your life? Or is your point, no, I'm tired of being in this situation. I'm going to make the most money that I can, and I will hold out and become a free agent. And what complicates it is Jacoby Myers' deal last year. I mean, if you're Parker Washington and your reps, I think you go into the Jaguars, assuming he has another good year this year. I mean, doesn't the conversation start at $20 million a year, which is what Jacoby Myers got in December? I don't know how it doesn't start at that number if you have another good 2026. Last year at this time, we started talking about how bad Brian Thomas Jr. was. Every night I would come on here and I'd say it, and fans got really upset. It's way, way, way too soon to say something like this, but I will anyway. If you had the same number on every single one of the wide receivers and watched them work, I think I'd have Jacoby Myers number 5 right now. I'd have both rookies, Brian Thomas Jr. and Parker, ahead. It's not been a great start for Jacoby Myers. He had the bad drop yesterday. I know he had another drop today. If Parker Washington's not the story, it's those two rookies. Yesterday it was C.J. Williams. Today it was Josh Cameron. Look, I get it. Josh Cameron has short arms. And C.J. Williams, I guess, didn't run well at the combine. Whatever happened, the reason they fell to round 5, good. Because the Jaguars look like they have found 2 wide receivers in this year's draft. There's no doubt. It's been impressive so far. All right, what do you got coming up? Yeah, Jarian Jones. I had a conversation with him after practice earlier today. My Jaguar training camp one-on-one, so we'll hear that conversation with Jarian Jones. Also, Leon Searcy is going to join me as well. We'll also talk a little Florida Gator football as they report to camp next Wednesday to kick off John Summerall's first year in Gainesville. So a lot to do. We're with you till 10 o'clock, and we're glad to be here. All right. Have a lot of fun. Thanks, Rick. There he goes, right there. That is Hacker Nation getting ready to take you through the next couple of hours. Okay. Last year, I was going to say a late pick. He wasn't even a late pick. He was an undrafted free agent who made the roster. That was B.J. Green the second. Is he the third edge? Does he get that opportunity? We will speak with him after practice tomorrow, and that should be a lot of fun to find out what's going on overall as far as his thought process in year number 2. Tonight, I do want to thank Anton Harrison. Appreciate it. Good stuff as always from Anton, starting right tackle. All right, very early practice again tomorrow morning at the Miller Electric Center. It will go from 8:30 to 10:30. So once again, for a third consecutive day, practice time will be expanded. All right, that'll do it. Thank you to Jared Justice. My name is Rick Ballou. Enjoy Hacker Nation. I'll talk with you Friday at 6 o'clock.